Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Dr. Vinod Kaushik, on the behalf of IIP India Digital Team, welcomes you all. Today, the topic of the webinar is alcohol on women's health, organized by IIP Women's Health Manipur branch. I show my gratitude to our Dr. Sanjeev Keja, IIP President, and Dr. Ruchi Vasne, IIP Women's Health National Head, for providing us this wonderful platform for sharing the knowledge. Today, the topic will be covered by Dr. Bema Konthuzam, and the moderator of the today webinar is Dr. Antham Marina Devi. Ma'am has worked as a chief physiotherapist in Prime Heart and Vascular Institute in Mohali and consultant cum lecturer in Shri Guru Ram Rai Institute of Medical and Health Science. And now, ma'am has set up her own clinic in Manipur. And I just request everyone, please subscribe IIP India YouTube channel and other social platform to be get in touch with the more interesting topics. Now I will just hand over to our moderator. Please continue with the webinar, Dr. Anthanam Marina Devi ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. A very good evening. And once again, welcome all for this webinar session organized by IIP Women's Cell is John, Manipur State on the Foundation Day of IIP Women's Cell 2021. Our today's webinar topic is on alcohol on women's health, which is one of the very important topics to discuss in today's society. Now, I would like to introduce our today's speaker, Dr. Bema Konthauzam, MBBS, MD in Community Medicine. She completed her MBBS from Southern Medical University, China, and her MD in Community Medicine from Sikkim Manipal Institute of Medical Science, Gangtok, Sikkim. Currently, she is working in Ayushman Bharat PMGY Regional Institute of Medical Science, Regional Medical Institute. And during this pandemic session, during this pandemic, she has published two journals, one on the telepsychiatry and another on the public mental health during COVID-19 pandemic that was published on the 27th of August and 26th of August 2020. Without taking much time, welcome Dr. Bema Konthauzam. I will like to request to start the webinar. Over to you, ma'am. Hello.
Thank you,
Over
Dr.
to you,
Marina.
ma'am.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Dr. Marina. Dr. Bema Konthauzam, on the theme of the women's health and nutrition, I will be sharing with you with the special focus on the women's health, and I will be discussing today on alcohol on women's health, which is one of the most concerned topic in today's era. So I'm sure every one of us might have come across some individuals or family crises which are directly caused by the use of alcohol. And literally speaking, it is not just a matter of private matter, but it concerns the whole society and it concerns the whole coming up generation. I, Dr. Bema Konthauzam from Manipur, will start the topic. Okay, so these are the contents of my presentation. So let's first look at the history of alcohol use. And alcohol is not a drink known just of today, but it has been known, it has been used, it has been prepared and also consumed since many years back. And as early as early Egyptian civilization, in medieval Europe, alcohol consumption was very common among women as a part of their normal regular diet. In China, alcohol use was seen around 7,000 BC. And in India also, we saw use of alcohol during 3,200 BC, during which an alcoholic drink which was distilled from rice called sura was widely used. Apart from this, in many pockets, brewing of alcohol was a very common household activity among women. So this shows that alcohol preparation and also consumption of alcohol has been known since very, very long time. So let us try to understand what alcohol is. I'm sure, of course, many of us might have been aware of this. But still, alcohol is a drink beverage or a drink, and this contains ethyl alcohol, which we chemically call as ethanol. Now this type of drink are produced by the fermentation of various grains, cereal grains, fruits, and also other compound which contain sugar. um, Alcohol, basically it is a CNS depressant, that it has the ability to suppress or to depress the activities of the central nervous system, and also a psychoactive substance, that is it can alter the functions of our central nervous system. And these are the effects that we see during the acute intoxication of alcohol because of its effect on the central nervous system. Uh, there are a variety of alcoholic beverages which are available in our market. For example, beer which contain around 4 to 8%. Now, these alcoholic beverages have varying concentration of or the amount of ethanol in it. So, on a higher percentage, we have whiskey, gin, rum, and vodka, which have around 36 to 50%. Apart from this, commonly known alcoholic beverages which are available in the market, we also have other locally available or the home brewed alcoholic beverages which are widely used as a social in social in social during socialization as a social drink in various pockets, especially in the rural as well as in the tribal areas. Now that we know that alcohol it has been known since very long time, however, the burden or the number of deaths, disability, or the disease that alcohol that is contributed directly by the use of alcohol globally, the picture does not show a good image, because according to the WHO, the global burden of alcohol use, alcohol has been identified as a top 5 risk factor for the disease, disability, and also death throughout the world. Alcohol has also been identified as a component cause of more than 200 disease and also injury, which has been classified in the International Classification of Disease. So this shows that alcohol alone can cause more than 200 disease. Coming to the mortality or the number of deaths that alcohol can result to, this is around 3 million deaths each year globally. And of all the disease in the world, alcohol alone can contribute around 5.1% of the global burden of the disease. And not only that, important another important picture about the global burden is that alcohol is also one of the leading risk factor for people who are dying prematurely, and also for people who are living with disability among those in the age group of 15 to 49 years. Now, this is a very prime reproductive age group, which should be of major concern. And this alone contributes around 10% of all the deaths worldwide. Along with the global burden or the bad picture that WHO has proven with the facts about the global burden of the disease, another alarming issue regarding the use of alcohol is that with the increase in the globalization, with the increase in the urbanization and liberal use of alcohol, and also subsequent migration of population from one part of the world to another, or from one part of the place to another, there has been an adoption of a new way of drinking, and therefore there is a change in the pattern of drinking from the traditional way of drinking, where in the medieval Europe it was used in small amounts by women as a part of their regular diet. Now we see that that pattern of drinking has drastically changed, and we see a new pattern of drinking in which there is an initiation of alcohol use by even at a younger age, even less than the acceptable legal age of drinking. There is also more acceptability of drinking in most of the social gatherings. And apart from that, there is also more indulgence of women in drinking. So with this pattern, with this change in the pattern of drinking, the Western surveys have also highlighted that there has been a significant increase in alcohol consumption among younger women who are in the age group of 18 to 24 years. And not only that, women in the reproductive age group, that is from 15 to 49 years, who have the capacity to bear children, they are also found to be having higher as well as dangerous quantities of alcohol compared to women in the other age group. So with that, the obvious gap, that the gender gap that we used to see between a male and a female drinking, which was quite huge in the past, is now becoming minute. So now the male and a female equally consume alcohol of the same percentage. Now, we all should understand how the alcohol is metabolized in the body, to understand the effect, and also to understand the gender-based physiological vulnerability factors when a man and a woman consume alcohol. So as soon as alcohol enters into our body, it is metabolized with the help of two main enzymes, which are the acetyl alcohol dehydrogenase enzyme and the acetaldehyde dehydrogenase enzyme. These two enzymes are present in the liver, and finally, the alcohol will form a metabolite which is known as acetate, and this will be released out of the body. Now, there is an intermediate product known as the acetaldehyde, and this has been proven to be toxic as well as toxic as well as a carcinogenic compound, which is responsible for for the cause of many cancers, and also for the many health devastating health impacts on our body. Now, the metabolism remains the same. However, there is some physiological factor which in which we are different in metabolizing alcohol, and that is why every woman should bother when she drink alcohol. This is because women, as a woman, we have less body water in our than men, and more of fats, and as alcohol has to be diluted with the body water that we have. Now, as we have less water in our body, therefore there is less dilution of alcohol, and also the many organs, and also the brain as well as other parts of our body are being exposed or are being intoxicated by alcohol. And therefore, not only that, but we also have the acetaldehyde dehydrogenase enzyme. Physiologically, we have less of this enzyme, and therefore we have more of bioavailability of the ethanol. And all these factors, the physiological difference, this contributes to more effects of alcohol use on women as compared to men. Yes, but research have definitely suggested that women should be a little more aware of how much we are drinking. Why alcohol is of women's health concern? This is because we have already seen that there is a rising female alcohol use, as also highlighted by one of the most famous survey system that is the National Institute of Alcohol on alcohol abuse and alcoholism. Not only that, I have explained to you that because of the physiological difference between a man and a woman, the effects of alcohol are more, both the short term as well as the long term effects are more, even if a man and a female drink the same amount or the lesser amount of alcohol. Another very unique phenomena that we observe in women is that of a telescoping, and this is a psychological phenomena in which a man and a woman, when they start drinking, women are more likely to progress towards addiction and towards dependence and abuse. So because of this higher probability of progressing towards more ill effects of the alcohol use, women definitely should be of concern, and the health effect that alcohol poses should definitely be of a women's health concern. Now, when I talk about women's health and alcohol use, it is not just a matter of the physical health, but alcohol impacts women's health on all the domains of health, that is on the physical health, on the mental health, as well as social health. Okay, so alcohol, the effects of alcohol on the women's body are enormous, and besides the same effect that is seen in men, women also have some additional effect that will be discussed in the further slides. So first of all, those who use alcohol are very prone to develop infectious disease, because alcohol can lower our immune system, and therefore we are at risk of developing certain infectious disease. Some of the well-documented related risks of alcohol use and infectious disease is that of tuberculosis and lower respiratory tract infections. It has been found that there is a threefold elevated risk of having TB in those who are diagnosed with alcohol use disorders. Not only this, alcohol use can also impair our TB treatment, because as the anti-tubercular drugs are absorbed and metabolized in the liver. Now, when the liver get damaged because of alcohol use, there is a negative impact on the metabolism and also the absorption of the drug, and this can lead to poor outcome of the TB treatment. And other lower respiratory tract infections also include our current pandemic, that is a COVID-19 infection. Definitely, there is a higher chance of having getting COVID-19 infection among those who drink, because of the lowering of the immune system. And this is a high time that we, that we strengthen and also that we improve our immune system. So this is one of the risks that alcohol can impose on the infectious disease. Another infectious disease is the HIV and also the STI. This is which is one of the most dreaded infection, which is a human immunodeficiency virus infection. Consumption of alcohol can lead to the probability of unprotected sex, because alcohol, being a psychoactive substance, can impair our judgment, can impair our decision making, and this can lead to various negative impact on women's health, leading to unprotected sex, and this again elevates the high chance of getting these HIV infections. There has also been a meta-analysis which was conducted by Scott Sheldon et al. In 2017, and in his meta-analysis they highlighted that the impact alcohol use can impact on sexual decision making, such as choosing of the partner, etc., and also engaging in unprotected sex. So this definitely is of high risk factor among those using alcohol. Another very well-known disease caused by alcohol are the liver diseases, and this has the liver disease, and there are a huge number of liver disease that alcohol can cause. One of the most common is the hepatitis, because alcohol can exposure can affect the local immune response by both the hepatocytes as well as the resident and non-resident immune cells. Now these are the cells which are the main cells to which will be encountering the hepatotropic virus, and also to activate the cytokine signaling system. Now when these cells are being affected by the use of alcohol, there has been a synergistic effect, and those using alcohol have a likely chance of being attacked by the hepatitis virus and can develop hepatitis. And also other liver conditions or other liver disorders which are caused by the use of alcohol include steatosis, steatohepatitis, fibrosis, and cirrhosis. So this explains how a healthy liver develop into the last stage of the liver, can develop into the last stage of the liver failure from the hepatic cirrhosis. But however, there are some reversible conditions. For example, in hepatic steatosis, if a woman get abstinent from alcohol, she can reverse it back to the healthy liver. And also from the development of hepatitis, alcohol should be stopped so that we can bring back the healthy liver. But however, in these conditions, if there is the continued use of alcohol, this can lead to the worst scenario, that is a development of hepatic cirrhosis, and there is a very high mortality rate in alcoholic hepatitis as well as cirrhosis. And those who are having severe liver cirrhosis have a very median survival rate of as less as 1 to 2 years. So this can definitely lead to premature mortality and also death, as also highlighted in the global burden of the disease by alcohol use. Now, another major issue with alcohol use is that of the development of many and a variety of non-communicable disease. Now, alcohol is definitely one of the reversible risk factor for many non-communicable disease, and alcohol consumption alone is known to contribute around 10% of all the burden of the non-communicable disease. This includes cirrhosis, cirrhosis of the liver, pancreatitis, many types of cancer, hemorrhagic stroke, as well as hypertension. Okay, now of all the deaths that alcohol can cause, that is around 3 million deaths. Majority of the death which is caused by alcohol are mainly because of the non-communicable disease, and 13% is because of the infectious disease. Now, I believe if we stop using alcohol, this huge burden of death which is caused by the alcohol use, especially on the non-communicable disease, can be reversed back. So alcohol has proven to be one of the major contributory factor of the non-communicable disease, and being a lifestyle disease, I think definitely this can be this risk factor can be reduced if we are aware of the harm, and also especially women should be also aware of the metabolism of alcohol to understand these effects. Coming to cancers, alcohol has been known to cause a variety of cancers, all in different parts of our body, because alcohol can permanently injure the DNA strands in the cells, and they can also diminish the DNA repair mechanism. And these effects of alcohol, these effects on the DNA repair mechanism and the strand is caused by the intermediate metabolite, which I've explained to you that the acetaldehyde has proven to be carcinogenic and also toxic. Now, this is the reason why many people who use alcohol can develop cancer growth in the oropharynx, in the larynx, in the esophagus, liver, colon, rectum, as well as female breast cancer. And all these cancer risks are definitely elevated in females as compared to males with regard in this relation. Okay, so another matter of concern of a women's health is that of a breast cancer. And the question is can alcohol abuse cause breast cancer? Yes, alcohol abuse can also cause breast cancer among females because use of alcohol can disrupt our estrogen pathway, and because as it increases the amount of estrogen in our body, and we know that hyperestrogenic state is a cause for the breast cancer in females. Therefore, this can increase the risk of development of breast cancer among females. There has also been a pooled analysis, which is a meta-analysis of the cohort studies to know the effects of alcohol use and breast cancer in the women. And this has been conducted in 4 different nations, that is in Canada, Netherlands, Sweden, and United States, in six of the prospective studies, which had at least 200 incident breast cancer patients who were diagnosed, who were diagnosed histopathologically, and they found that alcohol consumption is associated with a linear increase in the breast cancer incidence in women over the range of consumption which are reported by most of the women. And definitely with their study also they have found that if we can reduce the amount of alcohol use among female, this would be a potential means also to reduce the breast cancer risks. Another study, which was a case control study, this was studied in Spain to understand the alcoholic beverage consumption and also the risks of breast cancer. And in their study, a total of 762 women between the age group of 18 to 75 years of age were taken, which were histologically confirmed breast cancer cases. And these cases were compared with the 988 control women, that is those who do not have breast cancer, and they found that there is a relationship or there is a chance of the development of breast cancer. Consumption of 20 grams or more of alcohol per day was associated with 70% elevation in breast cancer risks as compared to those women who do not drink, and they have an adjusted odds ratio of around 1.7 times. So those who are having breast cancer are 1.7 times having also have 1.7 times chance of having associated with the risk factor, that is with alcohol consumption. So definitely there is a positive association between alcohol consumption and the risk of breast cancer. So from this research studies, we should have this knowledge that alcohol use and breast cancer are associated, and this could be a risk factor for the development of breast cancer. Now, talking about the female reproductive health, and we are given naturally we are given with a huge responsibility or a blessing to have with the ability to bear children, and alcohol can affect various stages of our life, starting from our women's life, starting from a menopause, starting from the menarche till the menopause, and also the postmenopausal period, because alcohol affects the balance, the hormonal balance that exists in our hypothalamo-pituitary ovarian axis, and these are the hormone these hormonal axes are the main thing which regulate our female's body, and when this axis is affected, this can lead to several problems in our reproductive health at various stages of our life. And some of the reproductive health issues that has been linked with the use of alcohol are the menstrual problem, the reproductive disorders, which can result from irregular menstrual cycles to the complete cessation of the menses, and absence of ovulation, that is anovulation, as well as an infertility problem among the women. So this again should be of very much concern among women of the reproductive age group, and also the postmenopausal women, because with the elevated and those women who are undergoing the hormonal therapy, and also with the use of alcohol, there is increased likely chance of having estrogen, high elevation of estrogen, and this definitely can lead to menstrual irregularities and also devastating health effects. Another issue is that alcohol can also lead to unplanned pregnancy, as I've already discussed, that this can lead to the impaired in the judgment, leading to risky sexual behavior, and therefore these unplanned pregnancies are definitely unwanted pregnancies. And again, this when a woman gets pregnant, this again disrupts our whole hormonal balance that we have, and therefore this definitely affects our reproductive health. There was a study, systematic analysis to know the association of the female alcohol consumption and fecundability. In their study, they have also found that female alcohol consumption is associated with a reduction in the fecundability. And another study was conducted, which was a prospective cohort study to investigate the extent of alcohol consumption effects and female fecundability among 6,120 female Danish residents who are in the age group of 21 to 45 years, who were in a stable relationship with a male partner, who were trying to conceive and also not receiving any fertility treatment. In them also, they have found that consumption of 14 or more servings of alcohol a week was likely associated with the reduction in the fecundability. So for those women who want to bear children, and also who wish to have a family, definitely alcohol is not a choice of drink. So every woman should be considerate regarding how and when they drink. Okay, now coming to yes, another important issue on women's health is during alcohol consumption during pregnancy. Now, many women might be believing that it is normal to consume a little amount, or less amount of alcohol during pregnancy, as we have seen now that alcohol has been used as a social drink in many of the social customs, and a woman who is pregnant may also tend to drink. But however, it is important for all of us to know that when a woman when a woman consumes alcohol before her pregnancy, she have a very likely chance also of consuming alcohol during when she is pregnant. However, we have seen several unfavorable outcomes, as also given by our various research studies, that the consumption of alcohol during pregnancy does not lead to a good outcome, not only for the mother but also for the growing child. It can lead to birth. This can lead to spontaneous abortion in a woman, intrauterine growth retardation when a child is not able to grow properly, premature birth, and low birth weight. And the worst of all this would be the alcohol fetal alcohol spectrum disorders, that is the FASDs. Now, how does fetal alcohol spectrum disorder? I would like to give a special attention to this because as we are all aware that during pregnancy, the growing fetus gets all the nutrients and also all the supply from the mother through the umbilical cord. Now, when a woman consumes alcohol during while she is pregnant, even the ethanol and the acetaldehyde will be passed via the umbilical cord along with the other nutrients. However, when the fetal liver is not yet mature, that the fetus does not have any enzyme, that is the acetaldehyde and the alcohol dehydrogenase enzyme, to metabolize the alcohol or the acetaldehyde that the fetus gets inside So therefore, the effects of alcohol the impacts of alcohol use starts directly affecting the growing fetus, which can affect every part of his or her body, including the brain, including the and the rest of the body parts. So this is what we need to understand, and definitely we should be aware of how we drink, and this fetal alcohol syndrome can lead to various manifestations when a child is born. For example, there may be some small eye opening. There is also underdeveloped jaw. The top of the ear may be underdeveloped. There are if we can tell falls, there may be indistinct philtrum, short nose, and also thin upper lip. So these are some of the physical abnormalities which are associated with the fetal alcohol spectrum disorders. Not only this, as the fetus brain are also get affected by the acetaldehyde that by the effects of the acetaldehyde, there may be also some other mental health issues. These include the intellectual deficit, behavioral problems, and also learning disabilities. So those who are born with the fetal alcohol spectrum disorders are not only born with physical abnormalities, but also so many other, low IQ and also intellectual deficit, behavioral problems. So this definitely is going to impair the future of the baby who is born with this type of syndrome. And it has been found that this fetal alcohol spectrum disorders is found to be around 2 to 5% of all the births as given by the WHO data. But we have some recommendations which are given by the Central for Disease Control and Prevention to understand how much to understand the impacts of alcohol use during pregnancy, and they have suggested that recommended that there is no safe amount of alcohol used during pregnancy while the woman is trying to get pregnant. So the myths that used to be believed that a little amount of alcohol is safe to drink during pregnancy should be cleared, I hope. And there is also no safe time for drinking during pregnancy, be it in the first trimester, second or third trimester. Alcohol use has no safe time to drink during pregnancy, and be it any percentage of alcohol, all types of alcohol are equally harmful, ranging from the least percentage to the highest amount of the alcohol percentage. And fetal alcohol syndrome spectrum disorders are preventable if a woman does not drink alcohol during pregnancy. So this should be the highlighting point, and also and also the point to remember that if we want to prevent FASTs, a woman who is trying to conceive or who is already pregnant should be abstinent from alcohol all during her pregnancy. Now, alcohol also affects our mental health, as I've already discussed that it is also affects the mental health dimension, and alcohol and mental health have a bidirectional relationship. That is, those who use alcohol have more likely chance of developing into mental disorders or mental health issues, and also those who are already having mental health issues also have a higher probability of using alcohol. So because of this bidirectional relationship, alcohol and mental health should be of focus. Alcohol can adversely impact on the normal physiological functioning of the brain, which can affect our various neurotransmitter and also the hormonal balance. So just like that, it disrupts our pituitary hormonal HPA axis. This alcohol in the brain can also affect the balance among the various neurotransmitters and the hormonal pathway, and this can lead to some disinhibiting properties of alcohol. This can lead to the impaired in the judgment, thinking, decision making, perception, as well as cognition. So because of the disturbance in the hormonal balance and the neurotransmitters, this can induce numerous mental health conditions. For example, like the alcohol-induced psychotic disorders, bipolar disorders, depressive disorder, anxiety, sleep disorders, which are very commonly seen among the alcoholics, and also neurocognitive disorders. Not only this, alcohol consumption can also lead to a vitamin deficiency, that is thiamine, and this can lead to a syndrome which is known as a Wernicke's-Korsakoff syndrome. And with the continued use of alcohol, this syndrome can lead to another devastating mental health issue, which is the Wernicke's encephalopathy. Now, in this encephalopathy, a person may have persisting mental confusion, eye movement disturbances, difficulty with coordination, and also persistent learning as well as memory problems. Yes, alcohol is a curse to our society, and alcohol is a root cause of many social evils. And this definitely impacts our social health as well. And one of the major impact on our social health is a cause of suicide, which is a premature loss of a person's life. And this definitely should be reduced. And it has been found that those people who have alcohol use disorder, they have double times the risks of depression, and definitely those who have depression again have a further increase in the risks of suicide attempts. The possibility of the suicidal ideation, the attempts of the suicide, and also completed suicide are respectively elevated by 2 to 3 times in those who have alcohol use disorder as compared to the general population who do not use alcohol. So this one of the one of the most dangerous, I would say, social issue, that is suicide, can definitely be prevented if we could stop the use of alcohol. Yes, alcohol also affects various areas of our life, and as a woman, we have a lot of roles and also responsibilities to play. But however, because of intoxication, because of dependence, and also the alcohol withdrawal state, this can affect various areas of a woman's life, and some of them. This can hamper from performing some of our major social role, and as we have some major roles to perform at work, as a parents, and in relationship, in friendship roles, and due to which as a result of this, the not only the woman who drinks, but also the family and also other people who around her may be affected. And this definitely have an impact on upbringing of our children, because they may be, the children may have a self-judgment and also trust issue with those parents who use alcohol. And definitely this again is going to affect our parenting, and also as in performing our role in the family. There may be also some family conflicts and also disharmony. There may be breakups, there may be domestic violence, stigma, as well as property damage. Not only this, but also our role as in our society to earn a living, to work productively, and also to support our family can definitely be hampered, because when we are intoxicated or when we are under the influence of alcohol and develop the alcohol use disorders, we may not be able to go to work, due to which there may be absenteeism from work. There may be also loss of earning or productivity, which can lead to unemployment as well. And not only that, but there may be also unwanted workplace or unintentional accidents at the workplace. Yes, another social issue with the alcohol use is a very commonly faced situation of the road traffic accidents, and the findings of the alcohol use and occurrence of the road traffic accident have been found to be consistent among various nations, not only in India but in all parts of our world, among various cultures, and in both the young as well as the old age groups. And the mortality risk, which is caused by alcohol, which is caused by the road traffic accident under the effect of alcohol, is amplified by 2.2 times. About 30 to 40% of all the road traffic accident injuries happen at the night time, and also amongst this, 20 to 25% is clearly linked to the intoxication of alcohol. And not only that, 1/3 of the brain injury, which is one of the most dangerous injuries, could be consequent to the road traffic accident because of the consumption of alcohol. Okay, I would also like to bring about a short study or my personal experience from a study which was conducted among women of the reproductive age group to assess the prevalence of the alcohol consumption among this age group. And this study was a cross-sectional study, and this was carried out in the urban and the rural field practice area of Sikkim Manipal Institute of Medical Sciences, where I have enrolled 710 women of the reproductive age group for the study. Now, why I have included especially this age group, that is from 15 to 49 years, is because of the effect of alcohol use, not only on the mother, not only on the female who is using alcohol, but also on the fetus, and also the likely chance of developing the fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. Therefore, I had assessed how much is the prevalence of alcohol consumption among this age group. In this, I have found that the prevalence of alcohol consumption among the rural and the urban area was 36.6% and 39% respectively. And on assessing the reasons for the alcohol use among these women, I have found that social customs was the most common reason for alcohol use among the women who are residing in the urban and rural areas, because I also assessed other factors like social peer pressure, easy availability, and also stress. Sikkim being a state where alcohol use is socially accepted could be one of the reasons that for the alcohol use because of the social customs. And also interpreted the pattern of the alcohol use by the use of the audit score, which is the alcohol use disorder identification test. And this is a test which is widely used and also validated by the WHO to screen women who use alcohol, giving different scores and also categorizing them on the pattern on which category of drinking they belong. So in this study, I have found that a majority of the women who drink alcohol belong to the low risk category, followed by the hazardous drinking pattern. However, a harmful and dependent drinking pattern was found to be few among the study participants. Seeing the impacts of alcohol use, seeing the global burden of the alcohol use, and also understanding the the health effect that it could impose on the future generation. Alcohol is particularly focused in our Sustainable Development Goal number 3, Health Target 3.5, that is to strengthen the prevention and also the treatment of the substance use, including the harmful use of alcohol. Now, this is a global goal, and the inclusion of a particular alcohol in a particular global goal indicate that the effects or the ill effects or the burden of alcohol use in our society is quite huge, and therefore WHO has come up in order to control this. WHO has come up with a technical package which is called SAFER, in order to create a world which is free from alcohol related harms. And this is a technical package which include 5 areas of intervention, and this can be applied at all the national as well as the subnational levels. So let us look into what are the different interventions that can be applied to reduce the harm or to control the use of alcohol. And this is a roadmap towards a healthier society and also free of alcohol. And these include regulating the use of alcohol and also the availability of the use of alcohol. For example, we can regulate the number of hours, we can regulate the place for drinking alcohol, and also where it is sold, in order to ensure that we have a minimum purchase of alcohol, and also drinking age laws has to be enforced. For example, in India, we have a legal age of drinking of 18 years. Alcohol purchase is also not permissible for those who are below 18 years of age. And not only that, alcohol use has been prohibited in all the educational areas. So these measures should be implemented across the nation, and also it is not only the implementation which is important, but also the strict surveillance as well as the monitoring in order to bring this implementation to be effective. Another strategy that we have is to advance and also enforce drinking driving control measures, so that we can limit the amount and also the number of the road traffic accidents which are occurring because of drinking and driving. So we can check this with the help of the blood alcohol testing measures like the blood alcohol analyzer, and also we can also give mass media campaign in order to educate the public and how much is a permissible limit for drinking and driving. Facilitate the screening and also brief intervention and treatment. Definitely, these should be conducted in all the healthcare facilities, starting from the primary level of healthcare and through the tertiary and through the secondary and tertiary level of healthcare. And screening can be done with the help of the various validated screening tools that we have. For example, like the audit that I have used, and for those who are already who had already developed alcohol use disorder, treatment should be provided. With the help of the various departments like the Department of Psychiatry, Physical and Medical Rehabilitation, etc. And not only that, but we can also enforce bans or the comprehensive restriction on alcohol advertising, sponsorship and promotion. Now, because of the advertising of alcohol, sponsorship and promotion, youths are being exposed to the knowledge about alcohol, and they have more likely they are more likely to to buy alcohol and also to know the effects of alcohol. So definitely this should be banned on all the TV channels and on through all the social medias. Another very important strategy to stop or to prevent, to reduce the use of alcohol is to raise the alcohol price through excise taxes and also pricing policies. Definitely, this will limit the number of the purchase, and also we can ban the use of the price promotion, the discount sales, the flat rates for the unlimited drinking. So these are some of the strategies, and I think this if we could implement these strategies, it would be very useful. And these are some of the roadmaps that the WHO has given based upon various research. So this definitely should be implemented and strictly monitored so that we can bring about reduction in the use of alcohol. So finally, I would like to conclude that we have seen that there is a global increase in the alcohol consumption among women, and there is a decrease in the gender gap between the male and the female using alcohol, and that definitely should be of great concern. Particularly, we are affecting not only us but also our growing fetus with the increased number of the FASTs, which has been given by the data by the WHO. And not only that, yes, another effect that we have seen peculiar in women is a telescoping effect. That is, from the first time we use alcohol, we as a woman have more likely chance of developing into addiction as compared to males. We also know that alcohol can adversely affect our health. It is not only our physical health, but all the dimensions of health.
Hello. 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 Can you hear me, ma'am? Hello. 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 Hello, sir. What happened? No, it stopped. It is stopped, sir.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks to the speaker. I'm just winding up the webinar. Thank you.